We all have random thoughts when we walk down the street. I'd like to share some of mine. Hopefully it will inspire and educate you in a humble way about my people and the brave Peshmerga. I see myself as a world person. Although I was born in Kurdistan, I feel as Dutch as I do Kurdish. In fact, I feel connected to cultures across the globe. I guess I was lucky to have grown up in a multicultural neighborhood, being absorbed in all of the different traditions and beliefs, yet at the same time sharing the same values. So my story begins back in my little house in Sulaimani in Kurdistan. When I was around 4, it was late and we were watching television on one of those old iconic TV sets from the 80s. My mother, my brothers, my sister and me. My dad was still at work, doing whatever he did in the mountains. I saw a man, a soldier, that had lost one of his legs, walking in the middle of the desert. It's a memory I'll never forget, and quite haunting as a child. I remember seeing this lonely, injured man and wanting to help him. I couldn't understand why, to be honest. I still don't. I don't think I ever will understand why we humans make war. Days later, my mom was listening to the radio. The first Gulf War had just started, and she was hoping to get instructions on how to protect the family. A deep and now famous voice told us that we should all get gas masks and wear them in the event of a chemical attack. He said that if we couldn't get hold of one, we could use baby diapers instead. I grew up fearing those radio announcements, fearing airplanes and the sound of the warning alarm, that awful sound warning us to hide in our basements. The same sound followed us to our new home in the Netherlands, going off every Monday at 12 sharp, when we had to go inside and close all the windows and put on the news. It was just a drill, so we were prepared in case of an emergency, but deep down, that sound still meant the same thing to me, that airplanes would soon be dropping bombs. I am grateful for the home we're giving in the Netherlands, and I loved everything about the village I grew up in. The village, Didam, was full of food markets and car boot sales. There was music and dancing, people were happy. I thought back to when Saddam Hussein was ruling in Iraq. People feared him and his sons very much. Every family had to have a picture of him in their house. One day, the children ran down the street, screaming that he was visiting our neighborhood. And people started to panic and hang his pictures up. Though no matter how scary life was for us, we still managed to enjoy ourselves. My siblings and I were of similar age, and despite the lack of toys, we always thought of the greatest games. We used to love sneaking into my parents' bedroom and looking at their photo album. It had pictures spanning over 15 years. It was like a timeline of my parents' lives before we were born, and that was fascinating to us. My mom in her white 70s pantaloons and oversized sunglasses. My dad was pictured dressed as an Iraqi soldier. We could not understand why my dad had to serve as an Iraqi soldier when we were never felt like Iraqis. In fact, we couldn't speak Arabic, nor did we dress, dance, or eat the same way. We were put together under the same flag, within the same borders and under the same rule. But that didn't mean we were treated the same. On the contrary, we were seen as second-class citizens. And in the 80s, Saddam's regime slowly began to wipe us out during the Anfal campaign. Almost 200,000 Kurds perished. You may not know this, but Iraq used to be the heart of the Middle East, and Baghdad was its Paris. It educated the rest of the Middle East in lifestyle and culture. And Baghdadis, through its rich mix of Muslims, Jews, and Christians, well-educated and well-traveled, were the essence of class and sophistication in the region. Once a destination for upper-class Europeans wishing to experience the Orient, as they had told it would be Iraq, the land of fairy tales. Somewhere and somehow it became the land of nightmares. Iraq is a pretty new country put together in the new Middle East under the Sykes-Picot Agreement on the 16th of May 1916. The secret agreement signed by the French and the English with the purpose of defining proposed spheres of influence and control in the Middle East. This meant that Kurdish people were divided over at least 4 new countries: Iraq, Iran, Syria, and Turkey. We were torn apart in the first of a series of betrayal by the West, borders drawn across the heart of our home, the Zagros Mountains. Overnight, Kurds were given new nationalities and new languages were forced upon us. Like so many ancient civilizations in the area, we were now facing an existential threat. All it took to steal our identity were 2 signatures. All the people of Iraq have suffered, not only the Kurds. All we want now is to live in peace and live in a safe and recognizable home for us. That home is Kurdistan. One of the reasons I am here and I am safe is the Peshmerga. The Peshmerga are the military forces of the Kurdistan region of Iraq, my home. Peshmerga means one who confronts death. They are a brave and fierce force and have protected our rights to peace and freedom for generations. More recently, they have protected our region and the world, for that matter, from the so-called Islamic State, defeating them time after time across Iraq. But the Peshmerga are not only a kick-ass fighting force, they are a symbol. They are a symbol of democracy, of tolerance, of hope. It is everybody's duty to support them, to believe in them. I am very proud of you, Peshmerga. Her Beji Peshmerga, Her Beji Azadi.